Well, hello there. Welcome to a box opening from Rule Zero Podcast. These are the Dungeons and Dragons Secret Lairs that were just released. I think I ordered these things on Tuesday, and here they are. It is Friday, and I've gotten them in the mail. So we've got Death is in the Eyes of the Beholder 1 and 2, Asterion's Thirst, Karlach's Rage, and also the Secret Lair Dungeons and Dragons, an exhibition of adventure, which comes in a bigger box. I'm not really sure what that's about. But these have been getting some special bonus cards in them. So I really wanted to kind of film this as soon as possible, get it up online, just so you can share in the enjoyment of perhaps opening up some cool looking extra. I've seen all sorts of things, like a Minsk and Boo that was different art. And I saw one that's got the new art from the Dungeon Master's Guide from the revamped 5th edition that has Warduke and, other characters from the D&D cartoon on the front in a more realistic depiction. So lots of cool stuff. I have a D&D cube for those who don't know. I've been working on it for many years. I've got like a lot of the Secret Lairs. I even have this extra box that came from the Honor Among Thieves. I just kept it because I thought it was kind of a nice box. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. But yeah, we're just hoping for the best, and maybe we won't get there, but let's go straight for the meat and potatoes right here. Very first, rules for fantastic medieval war games and campaigns, playable with paper and pencil and miniature figures. Talk about a neat box. This is actually pretty sweet looking. It's not like super cheap paper. It's got a nice feel to it. That is pretty. I'll probably keep that one too, to be honest. Here is our first Secret Lair drop. Woo! There we go. From the original. It's got some weird glue on it, and there's a card on the back. So I'm a little afraid to even open that yet. Let's just go through the cards, and then we'll flip that over and see if it's anything special. So we've got Fell the Mighty, which comes from AD&D, I believe, the first art. I don't remember what book it is, but I think they tell you on the bottom of each card. So we've got, Dungeons & Dragons Supplement 1, Greyhawk. So I didn't start playing at this time. I did play one first edition adventure, but I was mostly a second edition kid. So this next card, I believe, is also from an older time, AD&D Player's Handbook, but absolutely stunning. This Faithless Looting is gorgeous. And then we've got Goldspan Dragon from Dungeons & Dragons Set 1 Basic Rules, the red box, as they call it. There are different colored boxes depending on when you started. This is going in the cube, but I do have a Dragon Tribal deck, and I do love casting them, so I wouldn't mind having 2 of these, but I don't know if that's really in the cards, so to speak. This, however, has a special place in my heart. Reality Shift, not so much. It's a fine card. Exile target creature, its controller manifest, top card of the library. It'll see play. It's great. Blue removal. However, when I was young in middle school, I had a math teacher, this is in 6th grade, named Mr. Nelson. I think he was doing some kind of teach through America, teach for America kind of thing, to pay off student debts, 2 years in a school in like rural Louisiana. And Mr. Nelson was a former D&D player, and maybe still is. I don't know. I don't keep in contact with him, unfortunately. But he gifted me the Dungeon Master's Guide for 2nd edition. And he gifted my friend Steve the Player's Handbook for 2nd edition. And let me tell you, at that time in life, I was being picked on. There was a lot of things that weren't going that well. So to be given that and then like have my imagination opened up wide with like the art in this book, the rules, like I learned this thing front and back. And I never even played a game until we got to high school. But for the few years that I had this book, I was really just entranced by what D&D even could be. And still am to this day. Then we've got 3rd edition. Not well loved, but the Monster Manual is a cool card. We have a lot of things to get through, so I'll try not to get too nostalgic, but, these are pretty sweet cards, so maybe we'll linger a little bit. Look at that Ponder. Ponder's never wrong to play. And Acererak is how I pronounce it. I know there's people who say Acererak, and it's spelled kind of like Acererak, and maybe people even say it some other way too. But I just call it Acererak because I like that ass. No, I don't know. It's just simpler. So the Archlich, this is a great infinite combo piece if you can make infinite mana. But even if you're just doing cost reduction through like Bantu's Monument, stuff like that, bouncing this over and over again, just speed running through dungeons and actually see some legacy play. Kind of a cool card. And now we're going to look at the bottom of this thing. I have no idea what it is. Hold your fingers crossed. I don't know. We'll see. There it is. Oh, I have a friend who's going to be pretty excited about that. Maybe I'll trade that to him. He's got a Nekusar deck, so yeah, if he doesn't get one on his own, I don't know. Sorry, I had to use my teeth a little bit to bite through it, but not through the card, mind you, the wrapping. So this is the one I was talking about that has Warduke, the character there. I wish I could remember the main villain's name. Cringer? No, that's He-Man's lion companion. Venger. That's it, right? I watched the cartoon as a kid, but I haven't watched it in a long time. So this is from the revised 5th edition cover art, and that's pretty dang cool. Excited about that. Let's move on to see what other treasures await us. We're going to open up Karlach's Rage. Now, I played a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. I love Baldur's Gate 3. I think I have like 700 hours in there, and I don't know if that's a brag or an admission of my addiction. But, oh, I love that game so much, and I played through so many times. It has some polyhedrals on it. Sometimes Secret Lairs don't have anything to do with the subject matter, but this one seemingly does. And I know the professor didn't give old Karlach a good grade, but I think Karlach's a pretty strong card. Whenever you attack, if it's the first combat phase, untap all attacking creatures and they gain first strike until end of turn, and there's an additional combat phase, and you get to choose a background, which is a really powerful mechanic to kind of customize your deck. I think Karlach rocks. So I'm excited to have this new version of her. City on Fire, so perfect. Stranglehold. Long time ago, I traded my copy of Stranglehold. I think I'm going to start running it again. Just because, I don't know, you'll be a bad guy at the table for a little bit, but it might be fun, might be worth it. Thrill of Possibility to go along with that Faithless Looting. You can have 2 really sweet red cards to put things in your graveyard. And then the one that people are excited about, Dolmen Gate. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to attacking creatures you control. Pretty cool. I've literally never played one before. I don't think I've even owned one before. And I know that the foil version is worth a lot of money, but this one probably won't be worth as much. And then we have a special Druid of Purification. Don't mind if I do. Each player may choose an artifact or enchantment you don't control, destroy each permanent chosen this way. This card's actually fairly strong. It seems a little weirdly worded, but this card can do some work because it's things you don't control. And so you kind of get rid of 3 problem artifacts and enchantments on the board for not much cost. Next, we'll go to our favorite little thirsty boy, Asterion. And by boy, I mean elven man vampire who's like 200 years old and deeply traumatized and has a great story in the game if you play through it. It's so satisfying to beat his master. Spoilers, I guess. So we have Asterion the Decadent. And what I love about this particular Secret Lair drop is that instead of a bunch of just sort of dissident cards that just don't go together that well, this one is basically the makings of a deck. Like if you like Asterion, you're going to play probably all of these cards, including Exquisite Blood and Sanguine Bond. Together, they make infinite combos happen. And, I'm not above that. I've done that one before. Here's him trying to attack the Gur Hunter that comes after him in the swamp. You can help him do that, or you can turn him over to the Gur in the game. Mortify, not well played, but Love the skeleton art. Love him stabbing it in the back. Asterion's usually played as a rogue, so that works out great. And then we have Zorn. Special kind of comic booky art done by Ivan Shavrin. And yeah, Zorn will help make a ton of treasures. Very cool. Love to see that. And we've got two more that we're going to go through. Next up is Death is in the Eyes of the Beholder. So there unfortunately is no blue, red, black beholder that could, play all of these beholder spells, because each one is sort of an eye beam of a beholder. If you know anything about beholders, they have 10 rays on their head and they all do different things, such as this, and often they're pretty nuts. So we've got Karazakar, the Eye Tyrant. This is Snuff Out, Beholder's Death Ray. A reprint of Snuff Out is needed, appreciated, do like it. Beholder's Innervation Ray. Target gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each swamp you control. Kind of cool. Nice instant there. Beholder's Paralyzing Ray. Ooh. Oubliette. Never owned an Oubliette, actually. So I'm excited about that. But most of these cards are going to go in the cube, if not all. So I won't really get to play them in a lot of decks. Fling. Always there for a good time, but not for a long time. And Beholder's Disintegration Ray, Fire Covenant. So underneath this is another special card. I'm not really sure what it might be. It's another Zorn. Haha. Well, now I have an extra Zorn out there. You know, I am hopeful that we get some really, really cool off-the-wall thing, but I think there's some randomization, and I'll be frank, I put all these minis out here to give me good luck, but to be fair, it is luck. What are you going to do? I'm just enjoying pulling these cards out with you guys. Let's put an extra beholder there for some additional luck. There we go. Last but not least, Death is in the Eyes of the Beholder, number 1. And this is actually a painted mini from my friend Josh, who it is the Xanathar. So there's no better mini to be there for the opening of this, the Xanathar's particular Ray. These bizarre creatures are possessed of alien intelligence and human forms of perception and the ability to shape reality through force of will or even by their mere presence. Not only that, one of the cool things about the lore of beholders is that they reproduce by dreaming. So they dream another beholder into existence, and then that beholder tries to eat them because it's cruel. It's weird life as a beholder, as you can see. Look at that beautiful shiny foil. Here we go. Hoping for something crazy on the back, but I'm just happy to have these at all because Secret Lairs are just pandemonium these days trying to get anything. Beholder's Charm Ray, Bribery. I still play it. Search target opponent's library for a creature card. Put that card on the battlefield under your control. Don't mind if I do. Stifle. This is funny. I've never really used it in Commander, but I certainly stifle things in Brawl. Like, going to try and fetch a land. That's a good time. Beholder's Slowing Ray, Delay. Literally never played this spell. Counter target spell. If the spell is countered this way, exile it with 3 time counters on it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. If it doesn't have Suspend, it gains Suspend. Literally a delay on the spell of 3 turns. Kind of cool. Beholder's Petrification Ray, Blood Money. I really love the art on that one. Just the way the shine happens. It's so very prettily foiled. Destroy all creatures for each non-token creature destroyed this way. You create a tapped treasure. I haven't built a treasure deck yet, but, bound to, I guess. Try it at least once. Then we've got a Drown in the Loch. That's also a pretty cool art. The foiling on that's really nicely done. And then finally, look at that. It's Durnan. That's cool. You know what this is from? It's from this book right here that I just happen to have. This Prosperous Innkeeper. And let me tell you, Durnan is a hoot. If you ever visit the Yawning Portal, you'll get to meet Durnan. He's a great, great dude. So, thank you all so much for checking in. I hope you enjoyed getting a peek into what these packs have to offer. And yeah, stay tuned, as we'll have more videos. Another video coming up Sunday in which I talk about my favorite top 10 rattlesnake cards. Rattlesnake cards are, I think, underplayed sometimes and can be a hoot. Tune in then. Bye, y'all. Have a great day.